Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Hairy Muppet. Welcome back to another Starcraft 2 Daily Masters, and we've actually got a ZvZ for you today. I couldn't remember what Revival's race was when I started this up, but yeah, he's a Zerg, so it's going to be a ZvZ, and it's been a while since we did one of those, so definitely good to get back into them. So let's introduce our players. Up the top left side of the map, it is going to be Revival. He is 22 years old from South Korea, and he's currently teamless, actually. So let's have a look at his history. What was he? He was part of Evil Geniuses until December of last year, and yes, now he's no longer part of them. So that's very, very interesting. And his opponent down the bottom right side of the map is, of course, our favorite female StarCraft 2 player. Yeah, and she's completely awesome, of course. So her name is Scarlett. She is 20 years old, and she is from Canada, plays for Team Acer. I think we mentioned that already, but I mean, everybody should know she plays from Team Acer by now, because, I mean, we talk about it so much. There's so many games out there of Scarlett, and they're all awesome, so, yeah. As you can tell, I like Scarlett quite a bit. So anyway, moving on. Yeah. So moving on, we've got a ZvZ, and both players are going for the Hatch into Pool build. So what are we going to be looking out for? We're going to be looking out for early gas, we're going to be looking out for early baneling nest, and we're going to be looking out for early roach warren. Those are the main indicators in a ZvZ. So if you're looking for a lot of early gas, like 2 or something like that, 2 early gas, then that tells you something funky is going to happen. Probably banelings, maybe lair tech, but that's a bit funny, so I don't know if I would go down that path. I don't know if, I mean, you wait until like the 8-9 minute mark, then maybe think about lair tech, but the start of the game, no, not really. It's mainly about the lings and, to a lesser extent, the banelings as well. So Scarlett has got 1 gas going on. She's going full bore on that, which makes me think ling speed is going to be coming out for her. And Revival, so far, not really going for anything. He's choosing to focus more on the worker count, or just on whatever, I don't know. So he's got a little bit more workers. He's getting the double queen out. He's actually got more double queen. How many queens does he have right now? He's got 2, and he's getting 2 more, which is going to hold him in very good stead as far as the base defenses are concerned. Scarlett has 2 queens. She's currently not building another 2 though, so she's not going to have the insane amount of queens that Revival has, but she is going to have ling speed. So it looks like Scarlett is going to be attacking, and Revival is going to be defending. At least that's how it currently looks. So we'll see exactly how this works out so far. I mean, how many queens do we really have? We've got 3 with another one coming out. Scarlett does decide to get a 3rd queen. I don't know if she's going for a 4th. She's actually going for a ton of workers, trying to pump out that worker lead. It's not going to be pumped out too much because Revival, of course, is pumping out a bunch of workers as well. And here we go, a roach warren coming out for Revival. And he's going to be in a pretty good position to do that. He's got the double gas coming out. That should be enough to support any number of roaches, as many as he wants. And yeah, well, we're going to see, because Scarlett went for that early ling speed. She hasn't really made much out of it so far. Ling speed is only just now coming up. She doesn't have a lot of lings. She doesn't have the capacity to build a lot of lings. So ling speed is more just a, well, I probably should get it because it's probably a good idea. And here we go. So we've got another 2 gas. Guys is coming down. We've got a lair coming down. We've got our roach warren coming down, but I feel like this roach warren is just sort of a sort of touch and go sort of thing for building up to the mutas. It definitely looks like she's going to go for mutas. At least that is my impression. And the roaches are just sort of, yeah, just sort of a buffer zone so that she doesn't have to deal with whatever Revival throws at her with just straight up lings. Because, of course, trying to counter roaches with lings is just a bad idea. I've seen it actually happen in one game. Somebody pulled it off, but in general senses, it's a very, very bad idea. So yeah, there we go. And Scarlett actually going for grooved spines, or whatever the hell this thing is called. Missile attacks level 1. So maybe she is going to stick with roaches. Maybe she is. It's to be interesting. It looks like Revival's going for a lair as well. So that may be just both players thinking about Hydra. But Scarlett, once again, going for a nutso amount of workers with seemingly no disregard for actually building units. I mean, she's building a fair amount of units. I don't know, actually. I mean, Revival hasn't been building a lot of roaches. I don't know what the hell he's doing, actually, with all of his stuff. He should be building a bunch more roaches or a bunch more workers or something like that. He's building a ton of overlords. I'm not sure he needs that many overlords, but whatever. Who am I to say? And this is when his roach numbers may start to explode, actually. But Scarlett looks like she's got the third base down a lot quicker. Looks like her macro is going to be a lot beefier. And she's just gone nuts, man. She goes nuts on workers early on. And yeah, so I mean, because I suppose her scouting is so good that she knows, alright, well this guy doesn't really have anything at the moment. So screw it, I'm going to go for a ton of stuff. And now she's going to start to get dangerous, because now she's in the... Well, she's not too much in the lead. I mean, Revival has been going nuts on workers as well. But he's been playing catch-up on the workers. Scarlett has always got the most workers really, really fast. And then the other player always plays catch-up, and he gets the same amount of workers, but a little bit later. And Scarlett already has that lead, already has that advantage. And we can see that advantage starting to pop out now. Revival only has 8 roaches. She's boosted up to 22. So that early economic lead, definitely helping her out. I mean, Revival has a ton of stuff here. He's actually doing a pretty bad job of spending his resources, I have to say. I mean, he's doing alright. He's just pumped out 12 roaches. But you never want to have that many minerals just lying around. He must have been waiting for like spawn larvae or something to come out. But here he goes. He's going for a Hydralisk den. And we are going to see exactly whether that was a good idea or not. But you've got a ton of roaches coming out, but Scarlett, how much damage can she do before the roaches come out? The answer is, I think not a lot. I think she's going to have to get out of there. Revival's reinforcements coming out just in time to save himself, and with the Hydralisk den now down, this is Revival's moment where he can possibly make something happen, but he's got to get the Hydras out, because if he doesn't start getting the Hydras out, Scarlett is going to start to overwhelm him. Scarlett is going absolutely ballistic on the roach numbers, and she's going to start to overwhelm Revival in a little while. I think it's 44 versus 24 with both players building about the same amount. So Revival, he needs the Hydralisk support, because I don't think he can overwhelm Scarlett. I think Scarlett is going to be the one who overwhelms Revival. And here we go. He's got an Overseer actually going to be knocking away the creep. So let's see if this goes. Scarlett's get a nice concave right here. Very, very awesome stuff. And I think she might actually maybe be able to have this when things aren't working. But Scarlett is actually down 1 armor. Revival is 1-1 and Scarlett only has 1-0. So she's got the numbers if she does not have the upgrade advantage. And this may actually... No, it looks like the numbers have taken. It looks like Scarlett has the numbers. Revival putting out about 17 more H's. That is not going to help him. It is too late. He needs to reinforce an existing army. He's sending a few roaches out here and there. Is not going to help him. And I think the time has passed where Hydras could have helped him. He needed the Hydras back in that previous battle, and that battle has been lost. So Hydra's not going to help him. And there we go, the Roach Warren going down, and that is a huge blow. I do not think that Revival can possibly jump back from that. All that Scarlett needs to do is keep the reinforcements coming in, and there we go. Revival gives the GG. Great job there by Scarlett, and number one thing she did correctly there, number one thing was pumping out the workers as early as possible. You've got to get the workers out early, and I mean there's always that mark, there's always that moment you say, alright, for this sort of match, go in roaches. 60 workers is a good amount to have. Revival knew it, Scarlett knew it, they both went for the same mark, but Scarlett got there quicker. She got the workers out faster, and that's fine. I mean, she did exactly the right thing, and that gave her the advantage. And that is how she won. You see, it had the advantage, and she stuck to her plan. She stuck to the roaches. She said, alright, I'm going for roaches. I'm going to make it happen. See, no Hydralisk Den coming out for her. She stuck to the plan, and that gave her another slight advantage. That she didn't build a Hydralisk Den. She didn't have to worry about the Hydralisk range upgrades. Just boom, went for it. And I mean, Revival made the mistake of building the Hydralisk Den, and they're not using it. He didn't build any Hydras. There was a moment, there was a few moments actually where he could have built Hydras, and when this major battle happened, Hydras could have given him the advantage right there, but he didn't build them, and Scarlett ended up just overwhelming him. I'm not saying the Hydras definitely would have saved him. I'm saying you cannot go Roach versus Roach when you've already spent all of this in your Hydralisk Den, when you've upgraded the range, when you've built the Hydralisk Den, especially not against Scarlett, who already had an economic advantage. You need to have some sort of advantage for yourself. Hydras could potentially have been it, but Revival chose not to build any Hydras, and that definitely definitely ensured that he was going to go down in this game. So anyway, this has been this game. Thank you very much for watching it, and stay tuned tomorrow for another one. This has been Hairy Muppet. I hope you enjoyed this game.